Hey, all right, everybody, look, I got another box. Right, okay then, so what's inside this box today? Well, you can see on the front of the box there that it says Heybike, and I'll put the model of the bike right by here in front of me. Right by here, it should be right by there now. There, that's what the model of the bike is. So let's get the bike out of the box, have a look of everything that's in the box, put the bike together, then get it back by here. So here's the bike straight out of the box, still got all the protective packaging on. I'll take that off in a minute. The rear mudguard is fitted, and then we've got the other parts here. We got the front wheel here, and if you look there, the axle is already in it. We got the seat, we got the rear rack, we got the front mudguard, we got the side stand, and we got another box. So let's open this box up and have a look inside. Pedals, which is nice. Let's put the pedals there. We got a charger. On the charger, it says Heybike 42 volts, 2 amps. We've got a UK plug, which is nice. We've got some tools to put the bike together, and we've got the manual. And there we go. There's a QR code there. But there, look, okay. And there's the manual on that side with another spanner. So here it is, the Heybike EC1-ST. So let's bring the camera in, have a closer look at everything and see what it's all about. Okay then, I've got you in as close as possible to the front wheel. And looking at the front wheel, the tyre says it's a 700x40C. And if we spin this round a little bit further, like so, I don't know if you can see by there, it says 180, so it's a 180mm disc with hydraulic brakes. So looking here at the back, we got another 180mm disc, and we got hydraulic brakes in the back as well. We got a 250 watt hub motor there, and we have got a nice side stand. So this is what it looks like with me sitting on the bike. I'm 5'10", 178 centimeters, or 1.78 meters. So if I put my hands on the handlebars, you can see that I am leaning forward, and I've got to sort of reach forward for the handlebars at my height. So if you're taller, you'll be a bit higher. If you're shorter, you'll be down a little bit lower, if you know what I mean. Okay then, looking up on the handlebars, you got the 7-speed Shimano, you got the bell. Hey, you got your display, you got the front light by there. Over by here, you got your hydraulic brakes and your control buttons. So under here is the on and off button, and it's also the light button. I'll show that in a second. So hold down the on off button for a few seconds, and the display will come on. So the bike is on, and if you look on the display here, it's quite a nice display. There's no colour, but it's got quite a lot of information. So up on the top there, on here by here, it says 41.4 volts. So it's actually showing the voltage of the battery as well as battery bars, which is quite nice because it gives you a better indication of how much voltage you got left in the battery. Down by here it says kilometers an hour. So we'll change that. And I think it's by holding the plus and minus button. So I'll press them like that. It's gone into the menu settings. But let's press M to get through to the cycle through to the settings to change the, there we go. So it's flashing there on 0 for kilometers per hour. If I press down, I think it is, or is it up, sorry. It goes to number 1, and 1 is miles. So let's press the plus and minus button again. And then my odometer now is set to miles per hour, and is miles per hour on there. So there we go. So that's what the display looks like. And like I said, but there, if you just press, once the bike is on, if you press that on off button just like that, it will bring the light on. So I'll show the lights now in a minute. Oh, and also on the display there, I don't know if you can see flashing, there's a Bluetooth thing flashing there, so it has got an app. So I'll show the app a little bit later as well. So at the back here, you have got a nice rack there, nice strong rack it is. It feels very secure. So I do like a bike with a rack on the back. We've got the battery, which is sort of integrated into the frame there. So we'll take the battery out and have a quick peek at the battery. Comes out quite easy, very easy to come out. And we'll have a look at the specs on the battery. I'll read them out to you. It's a 36 volt battery, 10 amp hours or 360 watt hours. Discharge current 15 amps max. charge current 3 amps max. So let's see how easy it is to pop back in. It goes down that way there. The charge port is there at the bottom. We'll pop that in like that, give it a bit of a click, and there we go. It's as easy as that. You can't get easier than taking the battery in and out than this one. Now, it has got integrated headlight, so here's the headlight here. I'll press the button like that and it comes on. And it does look very bright to me. And then round the back, there's an integrated tail light as well. There's no brake lights, it's just an integrated tail light. So let me spin the bike around so you can see it. Like so. Turn the bike around and you should be able to see the back light there. Shall I lift it up just in case you can't see it? There, right by there. Hey, right, okay then. That was a look around the bike. So let's get this bike out on the old open road. Right, okay, I think we'll start off with a speed test. So I'll go up by this road bike here, as pedal as fast as I can, because we haven't got our thumb throttle, and we'll see what it's like. Okay, then we'll get off this roundabout now, and then we'll, I'm in gear 2 at the moment. I'm in the power mode, which is the number 3 on there. So let me just look. If I go down to the bottom one, it says eco for 1, standard for 2, and power for 3. So we'll get up some speed by here now. Let's go up the gears and see if it cuts out around about 15 miles per hour. I think it cut out about now. I'm doing about 18 miles per hour, which is not bad, is it? It might be a little bit over slightly. It does feel around about 15, 16 miles per hour, but that's the sort of speed limit I'm going to get. If I sort of ghost pedal, look, if I ghost pedal, go down a lower gear like that, it's sort of keeping me around about the 15 miles per hour mark. Then it comes back in again now. So there we go. So that's the speed test. I haven't got a thumb throttle, so I can't try it, but there is well, I'll speak about that in a minute when we get up the hill and we stop, and I'll show you around the bike, because there's a few things I want to show you, and we'll have a look then. Now I'm trying to get these brakes bedded in. I want to bed these brakes in first before I do anything. Now I have noticed that I don't think there's any cut-offs on these brakes, these hydraulic brakes. It doesn't feel like they don't, when I pull the lever, it doesn't cut off the power. So there's no cut-offs and there's no rear brake. Must be a car behind me, is it? Let's pull in and let this car go past me. Van coming as well now, so here we go. Alright. Right, here we go then. We're going to go up the hill as usual. Up here, let's get this hill by here. We're in full power assist mode. I'm in gear 2. And like I said, I can pull the levers, look, and it doesn't cut out the motors, so there's no wires coming off the hydraulic brakes. They're just hydraulic brakes basically. So here we are, we're on the hill. This is the lower part of the hill. And at the moment, I'm not doing any of the work at all really. The bike's doing all the work, so that's quite nice, isn't it? You know, if you wanted to get more exercise, just put it down on the lower setting. Like let's try number 1 and see what that's like. So I've slowed down a lot now. It's helping me a little bit, but you've got to do the work now. You've got to, you know, get your legs moving. Anyway, let's go back up on 3 because I like full power. Right, we're coming up to the tunnel, so we'll have a little look at the old light. So I'll put the light on. It's just, you just press that like that. The light comes up on this thing there, look, see? Now the Bluetooth is flashing. We just check behind me. Nothing behind me. The Bluetooth is flashing because I haven't got the app on at the moment. We'll have a look at the app in a little bit. Right, here we go, we're coming into the tunnel. So we'll have a little peek at the old light and see what it's like. Right, there we go. So I'll stop by here. Don't know if you can see that light going back and forth there. There we go. It is bright. It's a pretty good light. That'll do the job. It's bright enough. You'll be able to see properly in the dark. Right, we're coming up to the steeper part of the hill now. If you've ever watched any of my videos before, you know that I'm coming to the steeper part of the hill. I'll probably go in gear 1. We'll see now. We'll see what it's like. We'll see how much energy I got. Right, now then, just round this corner by here, it starts getting steep. Now it is autumn, I think it's the, what's the date today? I think it's the 22, is it the 26th or 27th of October, I'm not quite sure. So it isn't as warm as it used to be, but I can see somebody in front of me who's wearing shorts. Ooh. And it's not that warm, it's not short weather, so that person mustn't feel the cold. Anyway, I'm going to go into gear 1. We're on the steepest part of the hill now, and it's easy, it is easy. It's very easy. So let's get past these people and carry on up the hill. Right, I'm going to pull over and stop by here for a second because I've got to make a slight adjustment to the old derailleur because it's not quite, it needs a little bit of a tweak. So I'm going to tweak it. I just need to do this back thing here, look. It just needs to come back a bit because it's trying to skip off the gear. So you just undo that a little bit and it tightens up the derailleur, and that should be alright then. Right, okay, I just wanted to show you, I got the app by here, I'll show you that in a second, but I just wanted to show you something that I haven't mentioned before, is the wiring. If you notice the wiring, it's going inside the frame, and it even comes down inside the fork, look. So even the brake pipes come down inside the fork, they go down inside the frame, and they come out on the bottom of the frame there. So it's sort of a very neat looking bike, very nice looking bike. There's no suspension, it's solid front forks, no rear suspension. It doesn't feel uncomfortable or anything at all. But I just wanted to point out that the wires do go down here, inside the frame, inside the fork, and there is another connector there that I shouldn't really talk about, so I won't talk about it, if you know what I mean. Now the app, let me just show you the app on the phone. The app on the phone here, it doesn't do a great deal. You can turn it off and on. It's showing the battery percentage. If you go onto there like that, it'll try and show you where you are. Look, it shows that little yellow thing. It's showing me where I am, and I think you can record where you're going. If I go back to home there, so it's got gear division. I think you can change the settings there. Ride this week, time of the week. You've got, I think I showed you that one there. I'm not quite sure what that one is there. Other things to do, and you can put your rides in, what you've done and all that sort of stuff. So there we go. So it's got an app as well, and if I press that, it would turn the bike off. I'll show you now. I'll press that, the bike has gone off. If I press it back on, like so, then it's back on. So there we go. So that's the app. Right, okay then, let's get up the rest of this hill, up that way, up there. Right, here we go. There we go. We're still on Power Assist 3, and ooh, hey, I'd say this is the probably the steepest part right by here. So let's get up here. Here we go, up the hill. We got it in gear 1. We're doing about, what are we doing? 7.9 miles per hour. And on the steepest part by here, I have got to put a little bit of effort in. I think these 250 watt 36 volt e-bikes tend to push out a maximum of 500 watts, I'd say, on peak power. Continuous power is 250 watts. Now we'll get up the top of the hill by here, and I'll do by here, we'll do the walk function. Let's try the walk function, see if it's got a walk function. So let's get off the bike by here, and usually it's hold this down like so, and here we go. So what kind of speed is it going to say? Well, it's not even showing on the thing there. This is actually quite, I'll show you now, look, 1.7 miles per hour, 1.8. So this is a very leisurely, it's quite a leisurely walk function, which I quite like. I don't mind if it's a bit faster, but this is a leisurely sort of, let's try it again, because it does feel like it's only a couple of miles per hour, like one, it was saying 1.8, wasn't it? So there we go. I have to pull over this car. Let's stop by here a second. This car get past me. Right, I'm in the bushes. Right, let's get up in the bushes. Right, there we go. Walk function. Hey, I like it. I like anything. If it goes over 3 miles per hour, I don't like it. It's too fast then. So this is on the leisurely side of a walk function. Anyway, let's get up the top of this hill up here, and then I'll try and make sure the brakes are bedded in, and then we'll try a brake test because we got hydraulic brakes and 180mm discs, but we have got quite thin tyres, so your guess is as good as mine. We'll find out when we get up the top of the hill. So let's go, let's jump on the bike and go. Hey! Now the pedal assist feels like a cadence sensor. It's not a torque sensor. I think it feels like it's more off and on. It feels like a cadence sensor to me. So it all depends on what you prefer. If you prefer to do less effort, then a cadence sensor is good. If you want to do more pedaling, then the torque sensor is good. Right, let's turn around by here and we'll do the brake test. Right, okay, before I do the brake test, let's have a look at the seat. There's my hand on the seat, so you can see that is a slimline seat. So it's like I said, this is more of a bike e-bike. It is squishy, even though it's narrow. It's very, very squishy. That mark is from, it must have happened in transport. So don't expect that mark to be on your bike. That's just my bike. It is very squishy. It's narrow but squishy. It's narrow but squishy. Right, let's go down by there, and I'll pull the brakes, and we'll see what happens. Right, so let's jump on the bike, like so. I'm putting my leg over, but there's a step through, so I don't know why I don't put my legs through. Well, anyway, let's get down by here. I try and get to about 15-20 miles per hour, and then let's, watch the fern. Ready, steady, pull the brakes. Ooh, I think that was quite nice. It felt quite nice. I did remember that this is the back brake, and this is the front brake, so I did remember that time. Because sometimes the front brake's on this side and sometimes the front brake's on this side, so you just can't tell sometimes, can you? Now when I put the bike together, you could tell that that's the way you're supposed to go, because when you drop you've got to put these on, but you can tell that you can't put it that way because it'll be upside down, if you know what I mean. So anyway, it can only go on one way when you get the bike. You'll know if you get the bike, you'll know what I mean. Right, so let's have a look. I'm waffling now, so let me walk backwards and we'll have a look how far I went. Now, you've got to remember that the tyres are thin tyres, so there's less surface area to grip, but they stop well for thin tyres. So let's walk up this way here. I can see the mark there, look. La, la, la. I can see a stop by there, so that's quite good. Right by here, I think. But I'm going to call it about by there, like that. There's the bike there. That's not bad at all. It did stop pretty good. Thin tyred bike. It's a light bike, so it did stop. It stopped well, and you can see the light I've got on the bike there. That's the back light. And you can see it in the daytime, so it's quite bright. It's a very bright backlight. Let me just walk around to the front so you can see the front as well. And there we go, there's the front light. That's nice and bright as well. So there we go. Brakes. I think we're going to call the brakes, we'll call the brakes a success. I think that was pretty good. It was actually very, very good. Right, let's get down the hill. We'll do the roll resistance and see how fast this bike goes just by letting it roll down a hill. And this time I'm going to step through the bike like so. Right, let's get down the hill. Somebody's waving their arms down there, I don't know what for, but let's get down the hill. Right, so we'll just roll in, roll in, roll in. There we go, 8 miles per hour, and then 12 miles per hour, 14 miles per hour, 18, 21. Remember, this is just me rolling down the hill. This has nothing to do with the bike, it's just me rolling down the hill. So, oh hey, 27. I think it's going to stay on 27. 22, 28, 29. I think we'll call it 29. And there we go, down the hill. So let's go back. Let's go back over the cattle grid by here. See what it's like when we go over the cattle grid. See if it's bumpy or not too bad. So look, that's not too bad, that's alright. That's not too bad at all. Right, okay, so I've ended up by here, sort of halfway up the mountain, going onto a dirt track behind me by there. So I got a nice view by here in front of me, all across there, look. Got the view down there towards Caerphilly, so that's down to Caerphilly towards that way. And then if I spin around here, up that way is, I don't know. And down that way there is towards Ystrad. So, let's jump on the bike, carry on with the rest of the ride, and we'll just, you know, see where it takes me. Right, if you are interested in buying this bike, all the information will be down below in the description. So if you're interested, go and check it out. Now, I would say this bike is more of a road bike. It's not an off-road bike, but it's a bit of soft roading's okay. I mean, this is okay by this is perfectly fine. It's okay, isn't it? You know, it's not out of its depth going along a little track like this. But I would say it's more of a road bike. But it's still pretty, you know, it's not uncomfortable or anything, and it's doing the job. It's doing the job. Right, okay then, I think I'll get off this hill now. I think I'll get down by here. I think I'll go to the right in front of me down this hill and get back onto the main road. So let's try and get off this track by here. It's a bit wet today. It is a bit damp because it is autumn. But we'll go back down this hill here, like so. Let's try this back brake. You can't see it, but it's skidding in the back. But yeah, look, the back wheel's locked up. Look how it come around the corner. It is, the tyres are thin, so the back brake does lock up quite quickly. I've got to be careful coming down here now because it is slippy and slidey. So I'm going to take my time because we've got thin wheels. We're not an off-roader. We're on a more of a road bike. So I will take my time going down this hill. I think I'll go to the right by here, I think, and do a little bit more off-roading round the corner like this. Up by here, through the mud. Everything's muddy this time of year. So it's nice that it has got mud guards included. We do like mud guards included. You know, any bike that comes should have mud guards included. Anyway, let's carry on down here. Okay then, there you go then. That's my review of the Heybike EC1-ST. All the links will be down below. And if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hi!